12 years ago, I got fired from my recruiting job from the vice president of HR, and 12 years later, I became the vice president of HR. Context, when I had that job, I was managing 78 requisitions for a high volume hospital based in Georgia. I also had 35 hiring managers, so that was 35 different expectations. And I was running on empty, and I remember asking for help, and I was met with a calendar review versus them giving some of the requisitions away to other team members. I was doing everything right, but I still was falling behind. I was living 3,000 miles away from home, working remotely, and I remember getting a meeting invite on my calendar from the vice president of HR where they told me I was being terminated for making an egregious error with an offer letter. But they let me go. I had to pack up my things and I had to go back 3,000 miles back home and sleep on my parents' couch. I felt really stuck, and I didn't feel like I would be able to make anything more than I was making, and I wouldn't be able to do anything more than I was doing. I will say this, that experience taught me how to work differently. I tracked my results instead of hours, and when things started to slip, I spoke up early. And those habits became the foundation of how I led my teams. 6 weeks later, I landed a role in Phoenix for a large university where I became a recruiter, and that's where I met my sponsor, who I'm still in touch with today. The same title, and I was making the same pay, $58K a year. You'll see me here in this photo manifesting $100,000 because I wasn't making $100,000 yet, and I was still living paycheck to paycheck. But this particular leader gave me exposure that the other organization never did. She allowed me to start giving updates to the C-suite, and I started building my confidence, speaking up, and having more autonomy in my role. Meetings were terrifying at first, but they gave me visibility. And people began to see me as a leader before I had the title. From there, everything accelerated, and over the next 5 years, I was promoted 5 times. From individual contributor to manager to senior manager to director, and then vice president of human resources. Sharing the story to say, okay, I got fired and I went from individual contributor to VP. It gave me an opportunity to lead in a different way. Because when you know what it's like to be let go, you lead people with fairness and clarity. And most importantly, empathy. Those became my guiding principles. Once I accelerated my career, I was able to 6 times my salary from that $58K I was making. If you've been sitting in an individual contributor role or a mid-level leadership role longer than you would like, or you've been told that you're not executive material, or if you've been told you just can't do it, or you're not cut out for it, or you just don't have the it factor, or you simply haven't seen enough examples to say, I can do this, please know that you are more than capable of changing your circumstances from one day to the next. And you can start today by leading yourself the way you would want to lead others.